stats aside, why do you have For the Dream above Vitality coming into this match?
I think stats are in our favor. It's 2-0, 2-1, and it's going to be 1-2.
Oh, there you go.
Right?
I like
go
it.
in that direction.
I like it.
I think, though, like, Vitality, they're banning away Violet already, taking away from Violet. But I feel like the way that, you know, For the Dream has been playing, you know, Circle is so strong. Everyone in their position is extremely strong. Arena Violet's such a strong jungler versus Redemption. Rez, one of the best side laners. Circle, strong mid-mates. Grizzly Q stepping it up. Probably one of the top 3 supports as well. And that's the reason why I feel like this team has grown a lot more. Even if Vitality has improved. And look at the bans here. Teamy, Liliana, Finnick being banned. Wow, they're targeting Arena Violet really hard.
Yeah, just trying to get rid of one role, right? I mean, there's multiple different ways that you can go about the draft phase, but sometimes if you decide that, hey, if we can just kind of eliminate one player as a factor and we just have to worry about them, you know, 90% less than we normally do, then maybe that throws off the entire game plan. Superman going to be the last man coming out from For the Dream, and now we're going into picks.
Not only do we have a lot of the line for both of these teams in securing points for that number 2 seed, but some extra juiciness is on the line for the Dream.
Ooh, look at that. Tulin
Explicitly because if For the Dream loses, both Nova and Royal are in striking distance to knock them out of the top 4. So something to keep in mind. Tulin being picked up, and then Omen and Wonder Woman. Omen on Mr. Rain we've seen.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal on it, and it's a good pick because if they pick Max, Omen is a good counter against that Max. However, that does leave Malik open. Because Zenio is banned. So Malik looking for Lubu is also a really good option here. Ryoma is also good in side lane. Or they go with for a Ryoma jungle and a Lubu side lane. And Redemption's going to go for the Murad. Wow, that is a very aggressive pick there from Side Vitality. Not a defensive pick, an aggressive pick.
Yeah, we're starting to see that get a little bit mixed up. That does leave the Ryoma open now for the side of For the Dream. Like you mentioned, that Tulin was picked up right away, and the Alice locked in.
Grizzly on Alice. Yes, I'm so happy he got the Alice. And we saw Arena Violet with the Ryoma on Wednesday. He was the guy carrying and stealing clutch Darkslayers and basically turning a losing condition into a winning condition, securing the game. So I'm really excited for Arena Violet on this Ryoma here.
Yeah, Lumber being hovered right now. Lumber and Malik going in for a big combo, so that's something to look forward to on the side of Vitality. Of course, Max we talked about briefly being picked up. Zenio's gone, but Max versus Omen still a fair matchup. L'Oreal being hovered for that mid-mage position.
Wait, no Flash? No, I'm just kidding. They probably doesn't play the Flash.
Now, L'Oreal has been a hero that we have seen surprisingly enough fall down.
Kali!
Now,
we were just talking about Kali.
We were just talking about this. We're in the back in the broadcast room figuring out, okay, what are we wanting to see? And out of nowhere, Sweet J looks at me and he goes, man, I want someone to play Kali and just go off.
He heard me.
Oh.
Thank you, Circle.
Now, looking at this composition that we have coming out of Vitality, a point that you made, Chobra, was both of you made that they're picking more offensive. You can see it. Tulin, Malik, Murad, Lumbar, Max. The team that is known for more of a defensive style have had now picks that can go a little bit more on the aggressive side.
Yeah, I mean, Redemption normally likes to play like a Lindis. Lindis was open for him. He didn't pick it. Opted for the Murad, actually. Maybe it's to target Arena Violet. Maybe Arena Violet has an amazing Murad, and they denied Finnick, right? We saw Arena Violet play Finnick and win, play Violet. So this may be a pick against the Violet, but I'm really curious to see how Vitality is going to execute the Murad composition because it takes a lot of execution.
Yeah, it's a lot of practice, a lot of communication that's going to come through. They still have the Lumber to be able to go with a couple counter initiates, right, pretty comfortably, and that's been tried and tested throughout the time. So, you know, they have a fallback plan, I think, that keeps them in their comfort zone, but you guys are correct in that this is something a little new and different.
Yeah, I do like the Kali Alice, though, because Kali has Eternal Blame, which is a circular AoE damage. You put the Hissy Fit on top of it, and Kali just turns on her ultimate Grievance. Ooh. Senzo 55 rates her way, and you could just disappear.
Gentlemen, you got a little bit of a discrepancy here. You both are saying For the Dream. Twitch chat says Vitality. Game number 1 has started. They've loaded onto the battlefield, and it's time to find out who wins. Sweet J Chobra, it's your call.
All right, we're going into this game number 1. And Twitch chat, you can say what you want because I only live today on this show and then I'm moving on to another day. So we'll see how the stats pay out for everyone. But it is Vitality versus For the Dream. Vitality statistically kind of having an edge above For the Dream, but we talked about the styles, and we'll see how those pan out. I mean, as we go, kind of past that first early game and start to see a couple of those objectives, we'll see if the movement shows a hint of if Vitality has changed at all.
Yeah, exactly. And sorry, Twitch, I'll take my 90% prediction rate over you guys. So,
Oh.
And look at this, Rez actually losing to a Malik, and this is why Malik is really good into a tanky side laners like Wonder Woman. He does true damage. So once he lands his ability, he gets an enchanted cleave blade. It does true damage on his normal attack, so Wonder Woman has to disengage because it doesn't matter how much defense you build, even early game, that true damage is just too much.
Yeah, it's just going to shred you apart, and you can see Rez already at a bit of a disadvantage, has to play it a little bit safe. We're just going to hold here to see how the game plays out, just waiting for a couple things to be sorted out here. But, early on, right, Vitality, do you expect them to kind of show a different style immediately, like in the first couple of objectives, or are you thinking that maybe they're still not quite used to being aggressive?
Yeah, I think if you look at their composition, they want to get Murad to level 4, and once he's level 4, you get some side lane ganks, you poke from mid lane, and that's something that Murad is extremely dangerous with, especially with how fast he also takes objectives. And Tulin with Malik are extremely strong in that early phase, so once Murad hits level 4, that's when Vitality needs to take off. If they don't abuse that and they allow, their opponents to shut down Murad's jungle,
Yeah.
Murad can have a much difficult time.
Now, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer till you're gonna see the Kali. I know you're excited for it. Ugh, you're gonna have to wait for it just a little bit longer. Talk to me a little bit about these side lane matchups, because we've talked a lot about the supports in Europe. The support pool in Europe is subjectively much more experienced than what you see over in North America. We see a lot of the changes in these games go in the ways of the support, but seeing the matchup that we have in the side lane, Sweej, what are you most looking forward to, whether it be the Slayer or the Abyssal side?
Yeah, we see Wonder Woman and Malik on the Slayer side, the Dragon side. Wonder Woman actually could outplay a Malik. Malik is really strong, though, in that early phase, so whoever can rotate and support their side laner to get that gank, Malik does not have an escape pre-level 4. So that's their chance to really get onto him because he can't really run away pre-level 4 without his ultimate. Omen against Max is great because Omen is such a good counter into Max, because if Max flies away, Omen's going to take some free towers.
Yeah, of course, that pressure, right? It's not that Omen can follow, but it's the pressure of what am I going to lose if I leave my position is going to kind of loom over Ika quite a bit. We did see, a little bit of a skirmish on the bottom side right in front of the Dragon. Now the Dragon's coming up, so we'll see if both teams go for it. The Sentinel being targeted by For the Dream, and Ika just getting caught out, actually gets pulled right back in. That should be the kill. First blood goes to Arena Violet. That does leave Vitality with a numbers advantage on the Abyssal Dragon. It's still going so Rez looking for a steal. Rez trying to go in, and it's going to be Grizzly Q from over the wall with the steal. So Vitality not really getting anything out of those two fights.
I knew it! Grizzly Q on this Alice, I called it, man. What a play from him. That Sunshine from downtown landing and securing the Dragon. What a crazy play. How do you do that against a Murad that has a punish, that has his ultimate? He turned level 4, and his Redemption didn't use his punish.
Yeah.
He could have secured that Dragon if he used his punish. So that was definitely a mistake by them, underestimating the skill shotting potential of Grizzly Q.
Yeah, I think they just kind of lost track of the Alice. They were more concerned about Rez on that Wonder Woman. But like you said, you have a huge advantage when you're going in with a punish. And if you don't use it, then you're kind of back to square one on both sides. So now that gives For the Dream quite a bit of a lead early on, a little over 1K gold. And they also obviously have the kind of, we see what you talked about, Sweet J, the damage going on to Redemption, the colleague going off, and this is early game. And Rez comes in, gets the lockdown, gets another kill. Flo nowhere to run, like you talked about, the escape mechanisms for Malik not that high. And that's a triple kill going down for the Dream.
Man, what an engage by Kali there. They basically, and she's so good at defense. And that narrow corridor in that jungle, that Grievance ultimate is gonna hit you like a Gatling gun. And you saw Rez come in there. He missed his lasso. However, he was able to get close enough, secure the kill onto onto Murad, Redemption, and then use Braces of Submission to land a clutch 2-man stun. And then Arena Violet comes in with Ryoma, gets another stun on Malik, gets that triple kill. What a huge turn for for the Dream.
Yeah, I mean, just a great fight. Like we talked about, the aggression. They just saw the opportunity and jumped on it. They said, this is the environment we're looking for. And now they're going to the enemy jungle. Gets a double stun. And Lumber not able to get the entire ultimate. Once again gets locked down. And Shirko going off on Kali's ultimate once again. Vitality has to back out. It's not worth it to try to fight in that jungle with such low health. And now they're losing a tower on the bottom side as well. And the top side. Ica now gets caught out with no tower. There are 4 people converging. For the Dream is turning up the pace like none other.
Yeah, look at that. Mr. Rain was able to take a tower when Ica was in the top lane. He couldn't even hold off Omen fast enough, and that's the power of Omen's tower push. He has his passive called Thirst. Every third attack does true damage and is able to take towers so quickly. And it's actually, he took the tower first, and then he killed Ica. That is why Omen is such a good counter into a max there, because of his wave clear and the amount of damage he does onto objectives like towers. But you can see for the Dream there, they are the ones playing aggressive. They are the ones invading jungle. Kali did such a good job zoning out. They engage with Ryoma, and then there's no way for Vitality to counter-engage because Ryoma comes in, and Shirko comes in with the follow-up Grievance ultimate from Kali, and then they have to back up. It completely zones the enemy team out.
Yeah, there's just no chance to fight back. I mean, they tried to counter-initiate with the Lumber, but that was stopped multiple times with a lot of crowd control coming in. So Azure not able to help his team out. Now needs to wait for another opportunity. We do see for the Dream just positioning around mid-tower, and that's being taken down quite quickly. Lumber using his ultimate just to draw out some time. Flo actually jumps in with the Valor ultimate, and that's going to buy them the town. Can they get the kill, though? Arena Violet is able to escape, dashes on out of there. Grizzly Q should be fine. And Shirko, like you said, Sweet J, just using that ultimate whenever he can to try to buy some time, puts down some damage, get the poke down. No one should be going down on either side here. They're fairly healthy, but Flo actually gets caught out over the wall, gets locked down, and the whole team of For the Dream converges across the wall. Now this is a different story. Redemption gets chased down. Rez just being annoying on the backside. Shirko pushing them out from under the tower, and the tower goes down once again in favor of For the Dream.
Yeah, what a crazy counter engage there. Malik ulted, and they were not able to get a kill though with Flo's shock ultimate from Malik. Since Vitality could not secure the kill, For the Dream kited the fight a little bit, and it went right back in. You saw Kali drop Internal Blame right on top of Malik, and then everyone just collapsed onto Malik and instantly delete him. That is the type of combo and synergy that I love seeing from For the Dream. That aggressive playstyle, that counter engage. They're doing such a good job of turning around a losing fight, a losing engage, into their favor. And you can see Shirko is timing his ability and using it at the right times. You can see the shield. When Kali has Incorporal up, that's a shield that gives her additional ability power damage in addition to defense. So when that is up and she ults, her ults do much more damage. If they combine that with a Hissy Fit Alice ultimate that reduces magic target defense by 50%, that is going to be a combo to see, along with Omen's Death's Embrace, Ryoma stun, Wonder Woman's Brace System submission. That is going to be a devastating combo that if they can pull it off.
Yeah, that's a long list of things you don't want to get hit with. And now For the Dream, I mean, you can already tell they're just so much more relaxed because they have such a lead. They take yet another dragon. While Rain's been caught out, I mean, he should be just fine against Ica and Azure. Not enough damage to take him down quickly in a 2v1. So the rest of his team on For the Dream now converging on the bottom side. They want to pressure yet another tower. Flo kind of caught under Redemption and Sataro coming in for assistance. Will it be enough? We're going to see if Shirko gets another good Grievance. Oh, there we go. Charges it up, pushes them out from under the tower. That's a lot of damage. Flo already below 50%. Nice stuff. Follow-up from Arena Violet. That's another tower for the Dream.
Yeah, I like how Arena Violet plays Ryoma too. Ryoma is a 5-second hero. I mean, every 5 seconds or so, his passive comes up. It's Najinata Jutsu. It has a long-range hit along with Rolling Blade, which has a similar cooldown. So every 5 seconds, Ryoma goes in and out of fights, gets a few auto attacks off, and then just jumps away. That's exactly how you play Ryoma, and Arena Violet is playing him so well. But you can see Shirko, he's using the Grievance ultimate from Kali to zone out the enemy team on their tower. That's exactly what Kali provides like this. She zones people out of the tower and allows them to take the tower because they have to back off. They cannot take the barrage of all the raids coming off from Kali.
Yeah, we're seeing that once again. The target gets cut out a little dangerous, but again, For the Dream being smart enough and wise enough to say, listen, we just wanted the objective more than anything. while there are some low targets, we can do this again in a couple seconds. We can zone you out once again, time and time again, repeatedly, and Vitality clearly hasn't solved that puzzle just yet on how they kind of jump over that and initiate. And I think a big part of that is what we talked about early, Sweet J, Redemption's Murad not really being a factor anymore.
Yeah, and look at the damage coming out from Kali with Alice. And look at Rain getting a killed Ika there. Bad positioning by Max. Trying to be on a little aggressive positioning on that side of the jungle.
Yeah, and the fight continues actually as Azure gets caught out once again. Rez just chasing through Relentless. Arena Violet actually turning to the side of the wall, gets a double stun. So many people low. Shirko trying to get the snipe. Not able to secure the kill. Sotaro almost walks right back into it. But this should be another high ground tower here. The first one in the game for the Dream. Redemption's coming back, but oh, a quick kill by Rez onto Sotaro. And that's going to be a trade, but still gets the high ground tower, so an advantage for the Dream. Mr. Rain still hanging out, still fighting against Flow, will back out as they've gotten an advantage on the red side for the Dream.
Yeah, what makes Shirko so good on Kali is look at the damage from that. Oh, he barely missed. Oh, he secures it. Wow. Kali does Magic Pierce on her auto attack, so she can actually take towers and help take towers because of the amount of damage coming from our attack. And Redemption is not being able to do too much on Murad. Murad is not good defensively because he needs minions. He needs jungle monsters to be able to stack and unlock his Rift passive so he can then cast Temporal Turbulence and outpoke the enemy team. And as a result, because they're on defensive, Murad's win condition is kind of shut down.
Yeah, we haven't seen that action. We haven't seen the poke in and out that we did in the first semifinal today. Coming up from Redemption. The game's not over yet, but it's definitely heavily in favor of For the Dream now with over a 10k gold lead. The kill score in their favor, of course, the Towers and Dragons as well. It's a clean slate for Vitality on the other side. No objective, just that one single kill. And now all the objectives are up on the map. We got the Dark Slayer, the Dragon.
Oh, he's locked in there.
And Rain's just going to back out for now, but the team's back. And Shirko going in with the damage. Lumber a little late on that knockup. Not able to save his teammate.
Yeah, did you guys see that? The Hissy Fit ultimate combined with Internal Blame, the tick of damage over time, that magic damage, just deleted the health bar of Murad. That combo, that's the second time I've seen it so far, and they did a really good job of doing it under a tower and also capturing and combining Death's Embrace with that AoE damage like that. No one can survive if they're caught in the Death's Embrace and taking the Alice Hissy Fit ultimate damage and Kali's Internal Blame. That was such a crazy and sick combo to see.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. As soon as you're in there, you're kind of just in doom. And we're going to see another dive coming out the high ground tower in mid lane. Very low. Redemption does go in with the ultimate, but way too squishy. Gets deleted as he comes out of it. And that leaves Azure with no defense. Shirko once again pushing everybody out. Flow trying to be tanky, but not succeeding in doing so. Ica gets caught out as well. And that is going to be game for the Dream.
Just like that, the desk holds their predictions true for at least game number one. For the Dream walks away with a sub 12-minute victory over Team Vitality. And we said offense versus defense, but it looked like Vitality didn't even have any sort of defense to even create themselves.
That's why I was a little curious why they picked Murad. Murad is not really good at defense. You have to be offensive. Once you reach level 4, you need to play super offensive Murad. You need to poke mid lane, poke side lane, get some kills, and then convert that into objectives. And because Murad was not able to really scale and abuse that power spike, they fell really behind, and For the Dream just decimated. And honestly, Grizzly Q played so well in Alice.
Yeah, I mean, of course, getting that first steal, and then, like you said, really kind of enabling those combos with the Kali, the Alice-Kali combo. I mean, you wanted to see it, and your wish just came true, Sweet J. We saw it fully in Game 1. That's something they've got to watch out for in Game 2.
For the Dream have had troubles in previous weeks securing themselves a lead and then closing that out to a victory. This game was, by and large, almost a polar opposite of what we've seen with their struggles. Why do you think, or what do you think the big factor for that was, Sweet J?
Yeah, honestly, what I'm looking now at this high tier, and all the teams have improved significantly, but the way that For the Dream kites the fights, honestly, Vitality had such good engages. Malik came in with the shock ultimate, but they were to disengage, kite the fight, and then re-engage, landing on comboing their abilities, securing some key kills. You saw the Death's Embrace combo with the Internal Blame, with the Hissy Fit. You saw Wonder Woman landing some clutch clutch, two people ultimates. That is what changed the dynamic and landscape of a lot of these fights because how For the Dream was playing together in these counter engages.
Yeah, and they use their environment really to their advantage, right? Every time Grievance was used, it was with no escape other than all the way back to the base for Team Vitality. So that ultimate was just in a straight line every time in the jungle. And Vitality either stayed and lost, or they had to run away and give away an objective. And that's just smart positioning as well coming out from For the Dream.
Game number 2 is going to be starting very shortly. We've got the pick ban phase. Now, I do have to ask the question because this is true in Europe. Vitality in both Europe and North America have the most 3-game best of 3s than any other team in both regions, almost combined. Now, whether that shows to the stumbling that they have when they come up a lead or the fact that they are they're capable of downloading the data from their opponents in the previous games. Is there an opportunity for them to tie this up and send it to Game 3? And if so, what is it, Sweet J?
Yeah, I think they should definitely ban Violet. Don't give Violet Arena of Violet or give Arena Violet.
they're almost synonymous at this point in time.
But I think Finnick is not a priority. Finnick is not really meta in a lot of other regions. So I think they're overly emphasizing the Finnick. Maybe they want to deny the Finnick-Omen matchup. So ban Omen instead then, because you saw Omen play really well with Kali and Alice. So I think that Finnick is not the target ban. You should probably ban Omen instead. So I think they need to kind of rethink, instead of target banning a specific carry, they should target banning what comps is making For the Dream so successful.
Yeah, now we are in the ban phase For the Dream. This time, just taking out the Tulin off the slate, and we're starting that ban phase. Do we expect to see Alice or Kali even kind of being contested as a ban from the side of Vitality?
Yeah, I think Alice makes a lot of sense for Vitality because honestly, Grizzly Q played so well. I mean, Alice, he's landing all these Sunshine. If you watch the team fight, you rewatch it last game, he was hitting so many Sunshine stuns. He used it to secure the Dragon. I mean, this guy is just a beast on Alice, so I think it's a smart ban or a smart takeaway for Vitality to deny it.
Yeah, all right, we are seeing the Team E banned out. Of course, the Violet, like we discussed, so no big surprises so far. I think that last ban from Vitality is going to be the curious point, as we see For the Dream, meanwhile, hovering over Zenial. Should be locked in as that third ban from their side. And here we go. What are we going to see any changes? Are we going to see any early adaptations from the ban phase?
Sweet J, I've got to ask the question.
Oh, no,
well,
Finnick.
the Finnick, again, being banned away by Vitality, and that kind of plays right into the thought For the Dream, now with Liliana available, is almost an instant lock-in for Sherko.
I have not seen actually Sherko play a lot of Liliana, so I'm really excited to see how aggressive he's going to play Liliana. But that's really risky. I would play Flash. Flash counters Liliana. Liliana wants to poke from far. Flash wants to get in your face and punch you to death with his quick punches. So they need to pick Flash into this Liliana here to counter her, because if they allow them a Liliana poke, and they're giving Omen again. They're giving Omen to the side of For the Dream, and they could probably pick up the Alice here as well. Let's see. Oh, they're over Max, actually.
Okay, well, they have the Omen, the Zenial's banned out, so going with the Max oh, okay, it's going to be the Joker at the last second.
That's a little risky there.
Now, this Joker could still go into a side lane. We've seen Joker in Europe, as well as a couple games, Allegiance playing it over in North America on the side lane. So it does create this opportunity for a flex pick to create a little bit more of a counter direction for them based on what Vitality picks up. But meanwhile, Vitality's going to lock in Max and Thane. You talked about this last week, Sweet J, wanting to see more Thane in competitive play.
Yeah, his Valiant charge is such a good engage. Also denies the Malik pick, because Thane literally hard counters Malik, so you cannot pick a Malik into a good Thane that knows what he's doing. And now they're going to go actually with a 180C side lane and Zephy's jungle, which works out because Thane can disengage. They have two, they have knockup, stun, Ryoma, Wonder Woman stun, so Vitality has a good shot of winning this draft here.
Raz being hovered.
Flash, go for Flash.
Flash mid lane?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Raz gets locked in, but no Flash once again.
So Raz is really good. He's a heavy engage comp, but you're gonna engage into a Zephyrs and a Lumber, and that's really risky. He does a lot of damage. He has two, kind of a knock up and a knock back with his ultimate. Does a lot of AoE, but he's a very heavy execute, highly squishy hero. So you need to understand when to go in with him.
Vitality needed to show up in Game 2 with a completely different strategy. They had to find a way to catch the members of For the Dream off guard. Thane and Raz being two less picked heroes that we're seeing for this composition. Is this the winning formula you feel in Game 2, Suijay, for them to even the series?
Yes, if they execute their composition, because Thane charges in, right? Raz wants to charge in. Thane can get that knock-up that slow. Raz then follows up with another knock-up, a knock-back. Wonder Woman and Ryoma can get huge AoE stuns off, and Max can just go to the backline and hit Liliana. So I think this could work out for Vitality if they do it well.
Yeah, I think Vitality has given themselves a bit of a wider opening than they did in Game 1, right? The Murad was a little too conditional. Here, right, they can work with each other. One can set each other up. So hopefully they can execute it well, because that'd be cool to see. It'd be refreshing to see a different style come out of them, and they succeed with it.
What terrifies me, though, it's in the back of your mind. It's something you can't put aside. Snowball potential on For the Dream. If Liliana, Joker, Zephys, as well as Omen get ahead in any of their respective positions, things could be very scary for the Dream to have that favor. It's something we're going to have to wait and see. Game starting very shortly. Don't forget, head over to Twitter and use the hashtag Valor Series to let us know your predictions. You see Alice on the screen. We don't have an Alice in this game, but she's definitely been one. It's going to be a big one, guys. Is Vitality going to find a way to tie this up? Let's find out and see.
Yeah.
We'll see as we go into game number 2 with, a couple fresh picks coming out from Vitality for the Dream. I mean, definitely some different heroes, but we're not really expecting anything different in terms of if they win, how are they going to win? It's going to be with that snowball and just constant charging forward with their aggression.
Yeah, and honestly, Vitality, I think they should have invaded. They have, Ryoma, who's really strong early in the jungle. You want to shut down the Zephys before he reaches level 4, because Zephys doesn't offer that much in the early phases, because once he reaches level 4, his damage potential exponentially spikes, because it unlocks Death from Above, his ultimate, but Death from Above has a passive called Thunder Crash, and once he lands it on a hero, he does extra ability damage on top of the attack damage that he provides with his item. So you need to win the early game against Zephys and not let him hit that level 4 power spike and allow him to then make plays off it.
Yeah. Vitality, we see Azure on that thing, constantly moving about, just putting out some pressure. We will see if the combos come through in favor. Grizzly Q this time on that Lumber instead of the Alice. We'll see if we see the same play potential coming in with a slight invade as Sotaro catches them off guard. Ika coming in, but it's a 2v3, so both sides just backing off smartly.
Yeah, and the interesting here is Sutaro is playing the Ryoma jungle here instead of Redemption, and Redemption is on the Raz instead. So he's playing a mid-mains position when he normally is the key jungler, and something that they need to keep in mind now is the rotation. Sutaro normally plays side lane, so when you have a jungler and a mid-mains that don't normally play that position, you have to watch the rotations and how you support each other.
Yeah, Sentinel being prioritized for the Dream. No one positioned for the Abyssal Dragon this early. It just spawned. We are seeing everyone kind of move down. The Redemption and Asher trying to wait for someone. It's 2v3. Nice knockback into the wall and another knock up. 2 people getting very low. Arena Violet jumps back in towards the enemy over the wall, trying to create a distraction. Successful so far. Gets out with some low health. Azure healthy enough to see if they can continue the fight, and that's a good setup from both sides.
Yeah, that was such a good engage there, but again, the rotations from For the Dream is paying off. There's 4-man rotations, 3-man rotations. They have much better synergy. It looks like the mage and the jungler is on the same page. And you see on Vitality, they're not doing that. Redemption's kind of doing his own thing in mid lane. Sutaro's just kind of farm his jungle. The jungler and the mage is critical to winning mid-map control along with their support, and they're completely losing mid-map control. Shurko is just dominating on Liliana. Now Liliana, level 4, is huge. That gives her so much more flexibility and mobility, because that's where you want to shut down Liliana, is before she turns level 4, she has no mobility, she's easily ganked, and because they did not do anything to pressure Liliana, they're going to allow her to scale into her mid to late game power spike now.
Yeah, even during that first Dragon, we saw Shurko being comfortable kind of zoning out the rest of the enemy team, and a good collapse onto Ika, and we're going to see another kill, or the first kill rather, come out for the Dream. A good gank. They started with the 1v1 and they collapse. I mean, Suijay, you mentioned it. It's the rotations, right? It's the awareness from For the Dream. They're always ready for that next fight.
Yeah, they are. And look at that. Flo use the ultimate, and they get a kill on Mr. Rain. So really good job from Vitality here, but they need to convert that into a tower. But there's no wave coming, unfortunately.
Uh-oh, Grizzly Q's just behind enemy lines. Now comes in. They're not going to expect the Lumber from their own jungle, but they're safe under their tower, so Vitality will back out. Redemption this time. They're for the backup. Good rotation starting to come out from Vitality as well.
Yeah, and look at the poke coming from them. This will make Raz so irritating to play against. Once he's full level, his power surge punch there, energy surge that he launches out is less than 2-second cooldown. So he can constantly just hit you from afar and slow you, and then allow the team to then combo off that. And that's how Vitality needs to play. They need to leverage these slows, this Ryoma stun that they have, to lock down a target and CC them, because that's exactly how they need to engage so that they don't give For the Dream a chance to counter-engage.
Yeah, and we're right now seeing both teams kind of focus on different areas of the map. Both of them not able to make anything out of it, though, so we're just going to see an attempt at that steal for the buff. Arena Violet comes out with it, and the Dragon spawns just in time. Are they in position, though? They're all here, 4 people, but Joker actually back under the tower trying to clear out some minions, so Vitality has time to set up. They're a little split, but in good position to start a fight. Flo gets caught out, but a nice 3-man stun to turn the fight around. That zones out the entire team of For the Dream. Dragon resets in the meantime, so no one's going for that objective yet. Grizzly Q gets only 1 knockup with his ultimate on Lumber. Sutara gets caught out with another stun. Shurko, low mana, has to come right back out. Arena Violet trying to chase through. Both sides backing out. Who's going to stick around longer to try to secure this Dragon? It's going to be For the Dream.
Man, Shurko played that Liliana so well. Out-poking and outplaying the Wonder Woman of all people, very tanky. And then the Ryoma landing the Binding Light, Shining Light combos there, doing so much burst damage, so much stun, and then transforming to Foxhorn, jumping in, jumping out, doing the burst that he needs to, and getting out. Shurko is playing this Liliana really well, and avoid being caught out as well. He's playing aggressive and not getting caught out, so that's a really good thing for the Dream.
Yeah, you can tell the awareness on those cooldowns is really coming through for Shurko. And now we're seeing For the Dream start to get a little bit more aggressive, right? They're starting to see how much they can push that limit around the jungle, while we do have still towers up on all sides. And we'll see if For the Dream kind of finds another window. They did get the 2 first dragons, so they have a bit of a lead, but, you know, not massive. It's just 2K, just about what you'd expect with that kind of objective control.
Yeah, and you can see here that For the Dream just has more map control. Look at the collapse.
Gang, and that's 3v2 all of a sudden, but Aika staying just long enough, still alive, but Sutara was kept at the edge, can't get the stuns, and that gives Shurko time to come through. Are they going to go for another dive? Azure with a nice knockup to stop that aggression. Redemption comes in. Oh, went the wrong way, though. That's not the entrance you want. Now it has to back out with a quarter of health. And Rez going for the poke. They want to try to get this tower for the Dream. They want to get Vitality out of there. But meanwhile, they'll just take the easier Spirit Sentinel to secure some extra gold.
Yeah, again, the mid-map control For the Dream. They're able to rotate through River and collapse onto and engage. They actually counter-engaging, and Vitality had that 2v1. However, For the Dream was right behind, supporting their top laner. So Mr. Rain was not left alone, and as a result, they won that trade. And look at this invade.
And Sutara going low, but not the target for Liliana. Grizzly Q able to follow up with Arena Violet. Shurko, like we talked about, jumps in, tries to get another kill, jumps back out, waiting for those cooldowns, but Ika is not having any of it. Jumps in 1v2, 2 people are low. Redemption, meanwhile, tries to go for another kill. Now, are they going to regroup? Vitality coming in. Mr. Rain's good health, but Flo actually really low. Wonder Woman can't do much right now. Maybe can get some crowd control. Shurko with a nice pickup onto Azure, and now Vitality. Ika's caught out a little too far out. That's another one. A double going over to Shurko's Liliana.
Vitality actually did pretty well there. They were able to bait Arena Violet. Arena Violet went under tower, got killed, got CC'd by Raz and Thane, and they could have turned that fight around, but they were not coordinated enough. They were kind of getting picked off one by one, and Shurko is just doing so much work on this Liliana. He's constantly not getting focused. He's cutting them, and he's bursting them down, and because they can't get to this Liliana, you know, Shurko is able to rain so much damage from behind.
Yeah, 3-0-1 on the scoreboard, and really just taking his time, not even having to do the most ideal of combos, just pacing himself out with his resources and his abilities. Another dragon up, another dragon attempt for the Dream. They are just going to back out this time. They saw the rotations, and they said, all right, let's push out the mid lane. They already got that tower, so they can give themselves a little bit more room, reset, and see what opportunities arise as we see Wonder Woman on the side for Vitality, just hanging out behind. Shirko might get cut out 2v1. Actually barely dodges a knockup, but gets slammed against the wall. Grizzly Q coming in for the save. A 3-man knockup against the wall. Mr. Rain does lock down Ica, but that's right under the tower, so we are going to see For the Dream kind of take their time. A nice pickup again by Shirko right at the edges, and now with the confidence, jumps back in, gets the tower. There's another kill up for grabs, but Redemption finally cleans up Shirko and backs out. Azure kind of left to die, still tanky enough, but will go down to Grizzly Q. Redemption just happy with the 1 kill, backing out. Flow comes in full up, nice lasso, but doesn't get the stun. So Violet takes the opportunity to jump back in. Switaro goes down, and Flow costing his team with a bit of an own team fake.
Yeah, he missed that. He ulted up instead of the direction he wanted to ult and land that stun. And as a result, they lost that engage. And look at the slows and the CC. Oh my goodness.
Just gets dragged in, and while it's taking a little bit of time, should be the kill. Raz picks it up on that Joker. And For the Dream, once again coming out on that fight.
Yeah, that Death Embrace just trapped Wonder Woman in there. But looking at the last fight, Shirko was so smart. He went into the bush knowing they were there on Fox form, did his damage, took a lot of damage, but then he teleported out or used his Fox transformation to get out as human form. And when you teleport like that, whoever stands on top of that portal, it slows and does burst damage. So the way that he's playing Liliana and Kit is amazing, keeping his position and getting a kill from behind.
Yeah, Azure trying to come in, but still the Dragon's gonna go to For the Dream. Violet able to pick it up. Rez gets a nice snipe onto the Thane, and we have the Joker picking up another kill once again. And Shirko now just gonna back out. All of For the Dream just taking a quiet pace once again. They get the Dragon, they get another kill, 3 Dragons to none in favor of For the Dream, and now we're starting to see that gold difference grow just a tad bit.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing, there's 2 big things here. For the Dream is comboing their abilities really well. They are rotating and moving better as a unit. Their movements are tighter, and as a result, they're able to land these combo CCs and sequence them. On the side, Vitality, then, they need to do the same. You know, they need to engage better because they have a lot of good combos they can do, and if they don't execute these combos and work together as a team and engage at the same time instead of 1 by 1, then I don't see them coming back from this game and winning any key fights.
Yeah, we saw the kind of goal differential happening there. Oh, you know, it's just a gradual increase, and you saw the key timings for the objectives being taken out with those monsters in the river. So For the Dream still has the advantage, but listen, we saw some good highlights, right, coming out from Vitality. They're starting to get some pickups they need. They just need to be the one who can start the fight and keep up that momentum. For the Dream, going for another invade. Rain actually jumps all the way deep, 1v3, but Redemption coming in with the burst. Rain gets out just in time. They not able to put down that damage, and this time we're gonna see another tower go down as Joker comes through, and now all 5 members of For the Dream trying to join back up. Shirko gets slammed back, but that gives him the distance he wants to start poking. He's just putting out damage, looking for a chance to jump back in his Fox form. Not gonna get it, so they smartly back out. Oh,
wow, look at that dodge a lasso. And you saw what For the Dream did. They saw Shirko being targeted by Ica. Ica casted liftoff on Max. It then targeted Shirko. And as soon as Shirko was targeted, the entire team collapsed onto Shirko and protected him when the Max flew in. And as a result, Ica had to back off immediately. He was taking way too much damage, and he could not take care of Liliana back end. And that's how you protect the Liliana. And that was a win condition for Vitality. They need to engage and let Max come to the backline to zone Shirko out and kill Shirko. Because if they don't do this and they allow Shirko to survive in these fights, he's gonna be doing too much damage from the backline.
Yeah. Once again, another invade coming up from For the Dream. They're just going to play it safe. It's just hanging out. There's a lot of poke coming up from Rez. Rez is cut out just a bit, gets pushed back towards the lane, is separated, but just going to back out. Grizzly Q able to provide that transition. Now Shirko's here, takes a little bit of burst damage, has to be aware of his positioning. Shirko looking for the burst damage, trying to find an opportunity, jumps in his Fox Throw, gets all the damage down. Ica so low, and Shirko now in the back line, going for the burst, separating the entire team of Team Vitality. Azure gets stunned again, but barely survives as he dashes through behind his own tower.
Yeah, what a way to fight. For the Dream, instead of going towards, Shirko landed a huge 2-person Binding Light stun. But instead of going in the direction of Thane, they went to the left and focused down who was out of position on Vitality. And as a result, they missed. Thane did not land his Excalibur ultimate, which does so much AoE damage. He actually missed a lot of it because of how For the Dream disengage and focus on the person who's out of position. So they're moving and fighting as a unit is really paying off.
Yeah, we're seeing Azure not able to get the key moments that we wanted to see from Thane. Some good attempts, but not really executing as perfectly as one. And now this time getting cut out just a bit. Another knock of Azure just gets locked down for a full 3 seconds by all the abilities on the side of For the Dream. Aika going low as well. And For the Dream now just says, all right, we bat them up against their base. We're going to go take yet another tower. And that gives them a total of 5 if they can secure this one on the top
Yeah,
side.
they got to be careful. They're behind levels. Thane, you're level Azure, you're level 11. You cannot frontline and tank as much. You have to back up. You know Thane is such a good tank, but you need to back up. Look at this engager. Rams gets a kill.
Jumps in and gets the tower and another kill. That's 4 people down. For the Dream, it has nothing to be afraid of. Flow just trying to drag it out as long as they can, but the entire team of For the Dream collapses. They'll finish off that kill on Wonder Woman, and instantly along with the core, that's another win for the Dream.